You know what day it is? Foundation Friday time. Alright, so today for Foundation Friday, we have a new foundation launch here from Estee Lauder. It's the Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup SPF 45. This foundation retails for $45. You get 1.18 ounces of product, so a little bit over the standard amount. Comes in 20 shades for Estee Lauder. I feel like we should be doing better than that at this point, but I have the lightest shade 1N0 Porcelain. I'm going to insert swatches in a second, but let's read some of the claims. It says it's a breathable, skin-loving foundation with a 12-hour radiant glow. Buildable medium to full coverage, lightweight formula, soothing plumping hydration, natural looking, instant radiant glow, all day long wear, flawless and smooth. Okay, we have every adjective here. Basically, medium to full coverage, buildable, radiant foundation is all we need to know. And it has SPF 45. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I do love the packaging. It reminds me of the YSL foundation that looked exactly like this with like the gold squeeze tube. So I do like the packaging, very pretty. Insert swatches here so we can see what the lightest shade 1N0 Porcelain looks like next to Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude, and some other foundations. Okay, so here are a few swatches. Right here's the Estee Lauder Futurist foundation in the lightest shade 1N0 Porcelain. Next over is Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1C0 Shell. Here's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude foundation in the lightest shade 1C1 Cool Bone. And then I'm going to start including this in every swatch because this is a pretty close shade match for me. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation in 20NN. But if you're excited for Foundation Friday and you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go put some makeup on my face. I thought I just saw something smoke and then I realized powder just flew out of my remote when I pressed it. Okay, that's how you know you need to clean your makeup filming table. So right now it is exactly 8 o'clock in the morning. So because the lightest shades of Estee Lauder foundations tend to run quite dark, for lightest shades, I picked up the lightest one, 1N0, which looks like it's gonna be good. I like that it has squeeze tube, just easy packaging. This is really great to travel with too because it's lightweight, it's not gonna break, and it has a pump on the top. Ooh, it looks pretty liquidy. It looks kind of like lightweight, like the Double Wear Nude. Let's start out with the brush on this side of my face. So in the past, Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude is definitely my favorite Estee Lauder foundation. I love that one. Looks very glowy and plumping and pretty on the skin. Double Wear, I recently tried in a video. Again, like I've tried it for years, but it's never worked for me. I kind of like retried it in a video, and that one just still doesn't work for me. It just looks really bad. Oh, this is looking pretty. It's actually reminded me a lot of Lancome. What was that? I did a review on it. I really liked it. It just broke me out. Skin Feel Good or whatever. It's kind of reminded me of that. It feels very lightweight going on. It looks similar to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude right now, just like the finish of it and how like glowy and stuff it looks. But this one has a little bit of a different feel. It feels very lightweight, blending on, and almost like airy a little bit. Shade is fine if it doesn't oxidize, but it is a little bit dark. I like the undertone. I think the undertone looks nice. It's looking like medium coverage. It's looking really pretty. I have a feeling this is gonna build. It just looks like one of those foundations that's gonna build nicely. The finish is really pretty. It is a radiant finish. It's looking good on my forehead with the brush. I am gonna smooth it over with the sponge once we do the other side. Ooh, I'm liking this one. Feels comfortable. Okay, so definitely lighter coverage with the sponge. You can see a lot of redness still coming through, so I definitely prefer a brush with this one. I'm going to do a brush and then go over it with a sponge to get the kind of finish I like. That's usually what works best for me. Yeah, you get way more coverage with the brush with this one. I love the way that this goes on. It just like kind of glides on and feels so silky almost. Yeah, it feels silky. That's what it is. So I'm gonna take a little bit more product, go over my forehead with the sponge. Ooh, that's looking pretty. It is supposed to be buildable to full coverage. So I'm just gonna add a little bit on my cheeks. I'm not gonna add any to the center of my face because that's where I get a lot of creasing, but I do wanna see if it's buildable on these areas and kind of covers some of the redness and scarring. So let's go in. A little bit goes a long way. I just got too much. Okay, right now. I'm loving this. This looks beautiful. Wouldn't say it's quite buildable to full coverage. I would say just built to about high medium coverage. It doesn't look like full coverage to me. I can definitely still see freckles and redness and stuff coming through, but I like the amount of coverage that it has. I think that this would be a good one if you are someone who wants like a versatile foundation, because you could wear less of this and kind of sheer it out, or you could build it up a little bit if you needed a little bit more coverage on a certain day or wanted more coverage. But I do feel like it gives you a decent amount of coverage, but where it still looks like skin. I love how it's looking on my forehead, love the finish. It has a similar kind of look, like I said, to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude. It's not quite as slidey, like it feels like it's setting down a little bit more. It does still feel tacky, like it's not setting down to a powder finish, but it is setting down, and I feel like I might not need to powder right here with this one. Like, I do think you could blend stuff over top. Ooh, yeah, this looks good. It's looking good around the pores. Doesn't seem to be creasing yet. It's good on my chin. We'll see how it does throughout the day, but right now it is 8:10. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be right back, and then I'll show you what it looks like in front of the window in natural lighting, and we're going to do a flash test. This one does have SPF 45 in it, so we'll see if there's any kind of bounce back with it. The rest of my makeup's on. It's now 8:35, but we're calling check-in time 8:15 since that's when I finished up with my face. I don't think you need to totally powder in order to blend bronzer and stuff over top. I think you could get away with not. It just felt a little tacky, and I just want to. So I just powdered a tiny bit right here. That's the only place I put powder. I like that it feels like it's on there. Like, it doesn't feel slippery. It doesn't feel like it's gonna slide. It looks really pretty. I like it. I'm excited to see how it looks in natural lighting. I feel like it actually might look better in natural lighting. I don't seem to be getting any creasing yet on my upper lip, so that's good. Maybe like super faint line right there, but not bad. Some foundations I will already have creasing at this point, so it's good there's none. It looks good around my pores, looks good on my forehead. No complaints right now. I'm really liking it, and I like how lightweight it feels too. So on the rest of my face, I whipped out this guy. Totally forgot about these bronzers. This is Bali Sands by Becca, and just use a little bit of that. Use some Mineral Fusion Pale Blush. It's one of my favorites. I am so in love with this highlight. This will definitely be coming in my next Raves and Rejects video. I'm obsessed. This is Just My Type by Makeup Revolution. This highlight is gorgeous, and it is very affordable. For lipstick, I used Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW. And it's just a pretty pinky, peachy kind of nude. Star of the show, Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I've been playing around with these. I don't know if the video will be up before this or it's coming, but at this point I've used about 10 of these shades at different points, and you guys, they are friggin' beautiful. They just blend together so effortlessly, and I just love how pigmented they are. They're beautiful. So today I went in with these two shades. I'll have the names listed down below, and then that one and a little bit of that one. I do have a affiliate coupon code for you guys. It's 10% off with the code TaylorWynn. If you don't want to use my code, use someone else's. Lots of people have codes. Go for it. Use whoever's you want, but use one code because you'll get 10% off. So let's go bop over in front of the window, and we'll see what it looks like in natural lighting. Hold up. I was just turning off my camera and stood up. I just straightened my hair for the first time in like months. Look how friggin' long my hair has gone. I don't know what's happened in the last few months, but my hair has grown like 4 inches, I feel like. I haven't had the extensions in since May. What the heck? Okay, so I'm in front of the window. Let's see what we're looking like. Ooh! Yeah, I like it even better in natural lighting. It definitely looks a little bit glowier, but I feel like it also looks like it has a little bit more coverage. Look at that. Like, nothing to complain about right now. I hope this one wears well throughout the day, because right now I'm like in love with how it's looking. It looks very smooth too, and almost like plumping, which is how the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude looks on me too. Very pretty. Okay, let's do a flash test. Okay, so I think it looks good in flash. Even having SPF 45, it doesn't look like there's any kind of white cast. Looking at the shade in natural lighting, I think it's totally wearable. I actually like the shade because I like it a little bit dark. It doesn't like match my neck perfectly, but I like how the shade looks. I think the undertone is pretty. It's so far so good. I'm into this. I'm excited. So I will check back in with you guys in a few hours back in natural lighting. I have a contractor coming over to look at something, so I didn't want to get too wild with the makeup, you know. Okay, it's 1:24. So the foundation's been on for 5 hours, a little bit over. Still looks overall good, but I do think it looks a little bit more just not as natural. Like, you can see it on my skin a little bit more. It looks a little bit more makeup-y. So I'm still liking it at this point. I don't think it looks bad. It just is like a little bit more noticeable on my skin at this point, but I think it still looks nice. I like this level of glow. I don't seem to be getting bad creasing on my upper lip, so that's good. I'm getting like really faint lines, but not bad. A lot of times I'll get a lot worse than that. And the shade looks like it stayed about the same so far, so I'll see you guys at the end of the night. Okay folks, it is now 6:30, so we're at over 10 hours of wear at this point, and I've been looking at it the last few hours, especially just in different lighting, like in front of the bathroom light and then where I've been editing and everything, and I really like it. For 10 hours I think it looks great. Hold on, put my phone between my legs. Especially the creasing. I'm getting pretty much no creasing on my upper lip, which is pretty rare. I can think of like maybe 5 foundations where I get like no creasing like that. It just looks like it's worn nicely. There's like a couple spots where there's minor things happening. I'll zoom in. So I think I had my hand like resting there. You can see it wore off a little bit right there. And then around my nose, it's like a tiny bit, you know, creasy, makeup-y looking. And then I like the way my forehead looks. I think my forehead looks really nice. So it's really just that one spot where it's like clearly rubbed off, and I clearly was pressing my hand there. So if you have oily skin, I don't think this one is gonna be like ultra long wearing and, you know, probably last throughout the day. But if you're like me and have kind of more normal to dry skin and you like something that's really glowy and lightweight feeling, I really like this one. I think it looks really pretty. I have already edited this video up until this point, so I've like looked back at all the footage and seen how it looks on camera and stuff, and I think it looks good. Yeah, other than it just like wearing off if you touch it, it's obviously not transfer proof, this one. Let me know if you guys want to see a Foundation Friday on my transfer proof foundation routine, because I have a couple different ones that are fully transfer proof, but I definitely am excited to wear this one again. I like it if I just want like glowy, natural looking makeup, not something that's like super full coverage, but I would mix this one with something that is a little bit more full coverage if I just wanted to add more like skin-like look to it. So I'm excited to play around with this one for mixing and wearing more on its own. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Foundation Friday and found it helpful. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you've tried this foundation, let me know what you think down below. I will have the Bite Beauty foundation coming. That one's really highly requested right now, but I'm having this weirdest issue with Sephora and getting this freaking foundation, like the correct shade. They've sent me the wrong shade twice now. That review is coming. Also the new Milani foundation. There's been a lot of new releases lately, so those are all coming. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.